We think of technology as our tool, our companion in the digital age. But what if the very tool you use to navigate your life becomes the witness that brings you down? In this story, one man thought he had committed the perfect crime. He left no fingerprints, no security footage, no trace. But he forgot one thing: his phone was watching, listening, recording. This is the haunting, methodical, and ultimately groundbreaking story of how Google Maps and digital forensic science unraveled a murder that might have gone unsolved. Welcome to True Crime Hub, where hidden evidence comes to light and digital trails lead to truth. Emily Parker, 32, was a registered nurse at Denver Health Medical Center. Loved by her colleagues, adored by her 2 young children, and respected in her community, Emily was the kind of person everyone trusted. But beneath her calm exterior, she was facing a private battle with an ex-boyfriend she had recently left, Derek Connelly. On November 14, 2019, Emily finished a double shift at the hospital. Her co-workers saw her leave exhausted but relieved. She was planning to take her kids to a weekend at her parents' house in Colorado Springs. But that night, she never arrived home. She never picked up her children from daycare. And she never answered her sister Melanie's texts. By 9:30 p.m., Melanie sensed something was deeply wrong. She drove to Emily's apartment, where she found the door slightly open. Inside was a half-eaten sandwich on the counter, a shattered lamp on the floor, and worst of all, an eerie silence. Police arrived within the hour. The signs were subtle but concerning: a small blood smear on the hallway wall, a toppled chair, Emily's purse on the couch, but no phone. A missing person report was filed immediately. But investigators feared this wasn't just a case of a woman walking away. It felt violent, premeditated. Derek Connelly, 36, was the kind of man people either admired or feared. Tall, intelligent, and confident, he worked as a freelance web developer and had a reputation for being charismatic. But behind closed doors, those who knew him well described something different: mood swings, jealousy, and an obsession with control. Emily and Derek had dated on and off for 2 years. Friends recalled the early days as passionate, but quickly turned tense. He would track her location, demand her schedule, and show up uninvited to her shifts. Just 3 weeks before her disappearance, Emily had filed a restraining order. In her statement, she wrote, "He said if I ever left him for good, he'd make sure no one else ever had me." Detectives interviewed Derek the day after Emily vanished. He appeared calm and cooperative. "I haven't talked to her in weeks," he told officers. "I was home watching Netflix all night. You can check my history." But something about his rehearsed demeanor raised red flags. And worse, he had no one to verify his alibi. Without a body or eyewitnesses, detectives struggled to move the case forward. There was no forced entry at Emily's apartment. No CCTV caught Derek's vehicle. And Emily's phone remained off the grid. But a young tech-savvy officer, Detective Laura Nguyen, suggested an unconventional approach. Check Derek's Google Maps timeline. Google Maps timeline is a feature most users don't realize is even active. It passively logs a user's physical movements by syncing GPS, cell towers, and Wi-Fi signals, offering a minute-by-minute path of where someone has been. If he had his phone with him, said Detective Nguyen, it could show us where he went that night, down to the meter. A subpoena was quickly filed. Days later, Google returned a data file with timestamps, geolocations, and activity logs from Derek's device. What they found would transform the case. The data revealed a chilling timeline. 7:08 p.m., Derek's phone is detected at his apartment. 7:12 p.m., it moves south toward Emily's neighborhood. 7:16 p.m., it stops for 28 minutes in front of Emily's apartment. 7:45 p.m., it travels to a remote wooded area northeast of Denver. 9:04 p.m., the phone returns to Derek's home. Detectives compared the data with other records. The time window aligned exactly with when Emily was expected to arrive home. A hardware store receipt found in Derek's trash showed the purchase of a shovel at 4:32 p.m. that same day. And then came the most chilling find: a search made on his Google Assistant at 6:58 p.m. How deep should a grave be to avoid detection? Armed with GPS coordinates, a search team was dispatched to the wooded area Derek's phone had traveled to. After 2 hours of sweeping, a cadaver dog named Atlas alerted at a mound of freshly disturbed earth near an old trail. Beneath just 2 feet of dirt, wrapped in a tarp, was Emily Parker. An autopsy later confirmed the cause of death as blunt force trauma to the head, followed by manual strangulation. There were signs of a struggle, defensive wounds on her hands, and evidence that she had fought desperately for her life. Police found the shovel 50 feet away. It bore both Derek's and Emily's DNA. Once Derek was arrested, his phone, laptop, and cloud accounts were fully searched. What investigators uncovered built an ironclad case. Fitbit data. Heart rate spiked to 138 BPM between 7:14 and 7:39 PM, corresponding to the estimated time of the attack. Smart home records. His apartment door sensor recorded no entry between 6:50 and 9:05 PM, disproving his alibi. Google search history. Can police track deleted location data? Car infotainment system. Showed GPS routing to and from the burial site. Even Derek's supposedly deleted browsing history was recovered through cloud backup. It revealed days of research into legal loopholes, shallow grave techniques, and digital erasure methods. In early 2021, the people of Colorado versus Derek Connelly became a media sensation. Legal analysts predicted it would set a new precedent in digital evidence admissibility. The prosecution used data visualization to show the jury a real-time animation of Derek's phone movements on a giant screen. Google Assistant voice recordings. Derek's own Google Maps queries played out on a timeline. One key moment was when a forensic engineer explained how Derek had turned off his phone's GPS after 9 p.m., trying to erase evidence. But Google still recorded location via Wi-Fi triangulation. After a 6-day trial, the jury deliberated for just 3 hours. Derek Connelly was found guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Emily's family established the Parker Foundation for Digital Justice, which funds law enforcement tech training and helps domestic abuse survivors understand how to use technology for their protection. Her sister Melanie became a public speaker and advocate. Emily didn't die in vain. Her story proved that even when voices are silenced, the truth can still speak, through the devices we carry every day. This case sparked global debate. Should your location data be accessible to authorities? Are smart devices helping or harming your privacy? For many, the answer is complex. But in Emily's case, the conclusion was clear. Her killer lied, and his own phone became the whistleblower. The era of silent crimes is over, said Detective Nguyen. The trail is already there. All we have to do is follow it. In today's world, your phone isn't just a device. It's a diary, a tracker, and sometimes, a silent witness to unspeakable crimes. Emily Parker didn't get to tell her story, but her timeline did. Subscribe to True Crime Hub for more gripping stories where justice comes through unexpected trails. Sometimes digital, always human. Hit the bell icon. Because the next time you hear I have nothing to hide, remember, the truth is already mapped.